Hi Melanie, well done in the session. Certainly some great progression now coming on the swing. Setup wise looking a lot better. We talked about sort of pinching those arms together to sort of keep them nice and connected. The takeaway now is looking really, really good. Arms working back, and we get a really good hinging now of the wrists in the takeaway. So those sort of two movements that we discussed looking a lot better. It's now the sort of transition from the top of the backswing down to the golf ball. If we start kind of pulling the arms down here, you kind of watch your head sort of get back here. See the peak of your cap now getting a bit sort of looking over this way. The arms now kind of pulling that golf club down. The elbow is now starting to almost bend already. That pulling. As you get to about here now, the arms are starting to do this. And as a result of that sort of lack of downward motions we discussed in the sessions, as you come through here now, you just swap across the top of the golf ball, and the club's nowhere near the ground, or I won't say nowhere near the ground, but nowhere near where it needs to be in terms of striking the golf ball. We're about a good couple of inches too high there, striking top of the golf ball. This one's certainly a better move. We don't quite get the contact, okay? But as we start bringing the golf club down now, you can see your head sort of staying a bit more neutral to the ball there. Arms are starting to fall now. Left arm, yes, it's still bending a little bit, but at least the hands are staying a little bit low, and you're creating more of this arc with the hands as opposed to this arc with the hands. As you start getting back to the golf ball, we get the golf club now back to the golf ball at the low point where we need to be. Now, in terms of practice, what I would suggest you do is, if you've got a chance somewhere, either in the back garden or in a field somewhere, find an area about yay big, okay? You stand with your feet kind of somewhere around, sort of set up to the golf ball here, okay? Have the club in the middle, and then just make swings back and forth, striking different parts of the ground. Now, you've got to be disciplined to say, right, I'm going to hit this bit of grass here, this bit of grass here, but it's just control for you to kind of learn where the club is, and that control with the golf club to strike different parts of the ground. As we said, having played golf for many, many years, my control with that golf was pretty good, so I could stand there and just hit different bits of grass. So I get this bit of grass here, that bit of grass there, that ball, this tip, whatever it may be. You could just strike different parts, and if we get really good at that, all then we've got to try and do is just, when the ball's in the way, just focus on hitting the bit of ground where the ball is. Okay, at the moment now, your low point, as we said a couple of times, is just a bit too high. You make some really good swings. Even this swing here now, if we sort of forget the ball in terms of what it doesn't do, if we sort of scrub the ball out, so to speak, and just watch this swing now in its entirety, it's actually a very, very good move. Nice full swing. But as we come back to the goal, everything's sort of just lifting up and just too high. Great release of the arms and the club there. No keeping the head down. Good transfer of weight. It's just your kind of acknowledgement to where the club needs to be. At the moment, your sort of calibration, should we say, is about an inch or two too high. So we can practice that sort of drill that we discussed there. Find a spot somewhere about so big, and you just make some swings hitting different parts of the ground. Doesn't matter if they're closer or further away. It's just striking different areas of the ground. So you just get much better at controlling that club. I think if we can get really good at that, so maybe we start off with just one swing. Make a swing, doesn't matter how long the swing is. If it means swinging the golf club back only to here, Melanie, then swing the golf club back to here. That'll be fine. And then swing the golf club through to kind of the same position on the other side. If we can do that, hit the ground first time, then we'll try and get two in a row. So we sort of swing from, so we say here, we swing through, and then go back. And we just keep swinging the club like so, hitting different parts of the ground, back and forth, trying to strike maybe here, maybe there, maybe just different parts. You could put a tee on the ground. You could even put golf balls there if you wanted to. Just be careful you don't sort of hit them in the wrong position. You collide them into each other and they ping back all over the place and either hit you or Martin or anybody in the vicinity. So, but just try and get some feedback that you're striking different parts of the ground. If we can do that, and I would say as a goal, you want to try to get somewhere in the region like sort of 8 or 9 swings in a row continually without missing the ground completely, or even if we get really disciplined, not missing your spot. So we can get a really good control of that golf club. Even at half swings at the moment, we can build up to longer swings. Once you get good at that, it will just give you much more control of that golf club. And rather than you trying to do things in the swing, don't bend your arm, don't lift your head, don't sway, don't do this. It's just going to be, okay, I want this golf club to hit that part of ground there. You start thinking of what you actually want to do and controlling the club face, as opposed to all this negativity like, oh, don't do this, don't do that, don't do anything else. And as we said before, the second someone says don't think of anything, that's the first thing you tend to think of. So try and take that negativity. The setup was better, pinch those arms in as we said, but in terms of the swing, just got to focus on getting to that low point, practice with the different spots on the ground, and I'm sure in a week or 2 or 3 maybe, we can get back on the golf course then and have a look at your swing and see how that's progressing with the strike. So hope that all makes sense. Any questions, please do give me a shout, and I will see you sometime soon. Cheers, Melanie.